Former WWE United States Champion MVP makes a surprise appearance at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 11 and confirms he will be leaving WWE upon the expiration of his contract. An update on the physical status of Bryan Danielson ahead of his main event at AEW All In London. Are the neck injuries that he's referring to on AEW television legitimate? Mako Satomura has announced her retirement next year for 2025, and we've got reaction from across professional wrestling to that announcement. We saw several WWE stars compete at Bloodsport last night, including Julius Creed, Brutus Creed, as well as Shayna Baszler. Julia and Stephanie Vaco reportedly are expected to arrive in WWE imminently. Sami Garvar makes his return to AEW/Ring of Honor during this weekend's Ring of Honor television tapings, and MJF will be defending the brand new AEW American Championship in the UK at Rev Pro. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of professional wrestling. Let's start off talking about MVP confirming his departure from WWE. Now, it was recently reported that WWE superstar MVP had been removed from the company's internal roster, with him expected to leave the company upon the expiration of his current contract. Now, while MVP's deal has not yet expired, he has wasted no time getting himself booked outside of the company and confirmed his impending departure from the organization. Appearing in the ring last night at the Bloodsport event, MVP confronted Josh Barnett, confirming that he's not going back to WWE, and challenged Barnett to a match at the next Bloodsport event. He said, quote, "My contract with the company, who I won't mention right now, is about to expire, and I'm not going back, Josh. I'm not ready to retire yet." Now, MVP's former managerial client, Bobby Lashley, was also recently removed from the company's internal roster, with him potentially also departing the organization upon the expiration of his deal. Now, it was reported that Lashley was offered a contract extension with WWE, but as of right now, he's yet to put pen to paper on a new deal. Now, Bryan Danielson, what is the latest when it comes to his physical condition heading into the main event of AEW's biggest event of the year? Now, Bryan Danielson is headed towards the end of his full-time wrestling run, but he might have had to do that anyway. Now, during a recent interview that aired on AEW's YouTube channel, Danielson said that AEW doctor Doc Sampson didn't want him to wrestle until AEW All In. Fightful Select sources have told Sean Ross Sapp that is not a work. There has been some heavy restrictions put on him by AEW doctors leading into the main event of AEW's biggest show at Wembley Stadium. AEW sources confirmed to Fightful Select that Danielson was beat up, as one would expect. However, the plan has long been to get him to the main event of AEW All In, although they prevented him from participating in some things that were originally planned along the way. Danielson's talent contract is up on August 1st, as he stated, but there's an active plan for him to continue with the company for numerous dates past that, including All In. However, the last that Fightful Select heard is that it is still expected that he would only remain a part-time in-ring wrestler, if at all, after his current run with AEW ends. Now, as one would expect, Danielson is a well-liked talent. He's a contributor to creative and a big presence backstage. Now, again, his contract does expire on August 1st, but he is going to wrestle at All In. There are some dates that have been already booked in. After that, he said he's not going to retire full-time from wrestling. He will continue to wrestle part-time, but what do you think that looks like, and what do you think Bryan Danielson's final match as a full-time wrestler is going to be? Let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section below. Now, speaking of retirement, of course, Mako Satomura. She announced her retirement for next year. Mako Satomura was signed to WWE in October of 2020 as both a talent and a coach for the NXT UK brand. In 2022, Mako would make the jump to the US version of NXT, where she would challenge for the NXT Women's Championship on several occasions. On July 25th, Tokyo Sports reported that Mako is set to retire in 2025, with Mako confirming the news a few days later. The last time that Satomura was on WWE television was during the NXT Roadblock special on March 7, 2023, and NXT sources tell Fightful Select's Corey Brennan that Mako has not been present at an NXT taping since, nor has she been coaching at the WWE Performance Center. However, she is a part of the current tour of Japan with WWE, and Mako previously competed at Fortune Dream 9, which was confirmed that the final boss had asked the permission to compete and does actually remain under current WWE contract. Now, Brennan was also told that only Mako Mako and higher-ups were aware of Mako's reasoning for her absence from WWE programming. However, the talent in NXT that Fightful Select say they've spoken to over the past few months had stated their belief that Mako was looking to finish out her contract with WWE, with a return to television not expected by anyone that they spoke to. However, Fightful say they've not heard if Mako will be used on television in WWE again before she retires from the ring, and when they asked about a possible WrestleMania bout, the idea was also met with some pretty heavy doubt. Now, those that Fightful spoke to in NXT were not surprised to hear of Mako's retirement announcement due to her lack of involvement in the brand over the last 18 months. Those that Fightful spoke to who worked with Mako in NXT UK and later NXT had nothing but praise for the Joshi Legends coaching, especially from those who were part of the NXT UK brand. Some that Fightful spoke to in NXT lamented the fact that Mako did not have a longer run on the main brand. Sources that Fightful spoke to in Japan were of the belief that for the time being, Mako is focused on growing her own promotion, Sendai Girls, which she founded in 2005. In her retirement announcement, Mako stated she would be competing in Sendai Girls in the coming months. Sources also tell Fightful Select that Mako's final run will be based in Japan, with a return to the States unlikely but not impossible. Of course, Mako Satomura also competed in WCW between 1996 and 1997. Appearing on WCW Worldwide, Pro, and Nitro. Now, as I mentioned, we've got quite a lot of involvement last night at the Bloodsport event, as we've seen really actually begin this year with some involvement over WrestleMania weekend as well as at other events throughout the year. Now, the first being Julius Creed. Julius Creed was victorious at Bloodsport. The WWE superstar scored a victory at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 11, defeating Matt Mikowski via a knockout. Creed was able to power his way out of an armbar attempt with a powerbomb. He followed up with a slam, catching Mikowski as he attempted a Superman punch. The knockout blow was a sliding lariat to the head and also follow-up punches. So he got the victory in that one. And now he's 1-0 Bloodsport. Mikowski is 2-3. His brother, Brutus Creed, was also in action at the event last night as well. Brutus Creed has made it 2-0 for the Creed brothers at Bloodsport. Brutus Creed scored a victory at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 11, defeating Tom Lawler via a knockout. The finish saw Creed lift Lawler from all fours into a huge powerbomb. He followed it up with a sliding lariat to knock Lawler out, so he got the victory there. Creed is now 1-0 Bloodsport, while Lawler is 3-4. Shayna Baszler, of course, we've seen quite a bit of involvement with Shayna Baszler at Bloodsport this year. She's really been one of the pioneers from WWE to cross over into the Bloodsport promotion. Of course, she's got an extensive MMA background in the UFC and other promotions, and she remains undefeated at Bloodsport. She picked up the victory at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 11, defeating Mio Yamashita in the main event. The finish saw Baszler block a kick and turn it into a tombstone pile driver. She followed up with a series of punches, forcing the referee to jump in and call off the bout. Baszler is now 2-0 Bloodsport, while Yamashita is 0-1. Now, speaking of female wrestling and WWE, Julia and Stephanie Vacqua, of course, WWE's been busy this year signing female talent, and fans have long been anticipating the WWE debut of Julia after she signed in April, and more recently, Stephanie Vacqua, she put pen to paper on a deal as well. Vacqua already made her in-ring debut at WWE's recent live events in Mexico, but has yet to appear on WWE television in the United States. Julia also hasn't made the move to the US yet, still working in Japan for Rossi Ogawa's Marigold promotion. The latest update on their arrivals has emerged, and it sounds like they'll both be on their way in pretty soon. On the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer reported, quote, "Julia is on her way. The thing I was told yesterday was that I had heard it could be as early as August 19. I was told yesterday that Marigold thought it would be the end of August. But she's under contract to WWE, so when WWE wants to start her, she's going. So the announcement will be made. She's going to say, I'm leaving for WWE, and she's going to have the date. And it's coming up very, very soon, and she'll be starting in NXT. Stephanie Vacqua should be starting immediately. She's free and clear. Both of them are going to be in imminently. So Julia's going to make the official announcement. It's going to be very, very soon. Julia is set to make an announcement soon, which is expected to be the reveal of her move to the United States. So again, both could be coming very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. If we get any more details on the announcement, when the announcement happens, of course, we'll let you know. Sami Guevara is back under the AEW umbrella. On the February 16 episode of AEW Rampage, former AEW TNT champion Sami Guevara scored a victory over Jeff Hardy in a match that would be Hardy's last in All Elite Wrestling. At the end of the match, Guevara landed on Jeff Hardy's head, causing a concussion, and he was later suspended, of course, due to not following the company's concussion protocol. Guevara has not appeared on AEW television since the February 24 episode of AEW Collision, where he lost to Powerhouse Hobbs in a no disqualification match. Now, it was recently reported by Fightful Select that a return to AEW television for Sami had been discussed, and he has now made his return, though it technically didn't take place on AEW TV. At last night's Ring of Honor television taping, Sami Guevara made his return to the company after over 5 months away, aiding new Ring of Honor six-man tag team champion Dustin Rhodes in an attack by the Dark Order, footage of which can be seen online. But what are your thoughts on Sami Guevara returning to not AEW television, but to Ring of Honor TV? What do you think this means? What do you think about the idea of Sami Guevara being an ROH? Let me know your thoughts about that too in the comment section below. And finally, MJF, he's going on a bit of a world tour, isn't he? New AEW American champion, MJF has announced his next international defense of his newly introduced championship. New AEW International Champion MJF officially brought in the new American Championship on last week's episode of AEW Dynamite. MJF, of course, captured the title from Will Ospreay in the classic 59 minutes and 58-second match on Dynamite 250 to win the International Championship for the first time in his career. It was recently announced that MJF would defend his title against Templario in CMLL on August 2nd, and that won't be the only international defense he makes next month. It was announced yesterday that MJF will be heading to Rev Pro on August 11, where he will defend the AEW American Championship in England against Michael Oku. It was announced on this week's AEW Dynamite show that the rematch between Will Ospreay and MJF for the AEW International Championship will take place at AEW All In at Wembley Stadium on August 25. So what are your thoughts on MJF doing a bit of a world tour and defend the championship in Mexico as well as the UK? Where else do you think he's going to defend the championship? Let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. But there you go, guys. This is pro wrestling news for you. Be sure to smash the like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.